Computer recording. You good?
Yep.
All right. Hey, good morning, Mr. Walker. How are you doing?
Hey, Mr. Walker, how's it going? It's going good. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to sit down and meet with me. I know we have a few things to discuss.
Oh yeah, totally. I just want to go ahead and say that while I am sorry to be leaving the company, I'm excited about the opportunity it's got for myself, my family, and the move we've got in store for us. And I'm incredibly thankful for the 5 years I've had at the company, and I've learned a lot. I feel like I've been able to contribute and to see the company grow over the 5 years. And I'm thankful for everything I've learned, and I'm excited to take that to my next job in the future. So.
Yeah, and I'd love to reciprocate that. I mean, obviously, we're going to miss you here. It has been a great 5 years, and I'm happy this new opportunity's come up. But definitely cherish the time you had here, and really appreciate all the hard work while you were here. So,
Yep.
If you don't mind me asking, is it set in stone? Are you moving? You were moving out of state? Was that?
Yeah, so my wife, she's taken another job, and it's something she's really excited about. And we spent the last few years focusing on my career, so it's time to do something for me to kind of take the back seat here and let her pursue something that she's been dreaming about. And so she's really excited about it. It's a new opportunity with her business, and it's pretty much set in stone. We're excited about it. We're not too set in stone on the move date right now. We're still kind of flexible with that. We're still looking at housing and whatnot. But we're excited, and it's a good move for us. Just a change of pace, change of scenery. So it'll be it'll be good. So we're both really excited.
Well, good deal, man. Really happy for you. I know it's going to be a great opportunity, especially for your wife. So with that being said, though, I know we have a few things to close out on our end since you're leaving us. I think the two things we really need to kind of discuss are some of your sick days that you've accumulated with your time here, and also some of the outstanding shares that you have with Jamison and Associates.
Yes. So, and then those are the only two issues that I really think we have to negotiate or to discuss too. So.
Okay. Perfect. Well, tell you what, man, we can kind of get right into it here, and any questions, just let me know. Obviously, I've only been here 6 months, but I have been briefed on the typical company policy payouts that we give employees. So I am able to negotiate on the company's behalf to help see you to the next chapter in your life.
Okay.
So sick days, I'm showing here that you have accumulated 25 sick days. Yep, 25 sick days over the 5 years. I'm looking here, so that's quite a bit. That's 5 whole weeks. That's quite a bit. Let me just come out and give you the standard offer that we have for people leaving our company. We'd like to give you $6,500 for those 25 sick days.
So that's been a point of something I've really been considering. And I think the key thing there that we're discussing is they're sick days. They're not sick hours. We both agree on that. If I were to use those sick days now, I would be paid at my daily rate today. So a sick day that I earned 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I wouldn't get paid at my daily rate today is $400. 2 years ago, it may have only been $300. I don't know the number exactly. But if I use that sick day today, I wouldn't get 75% of a day. I would get a full day off. I would get a full day of sick leave. And while that has kind of been the company policy, there really is no true company policy here at Jamison and Sons. That's kind of changed in the past for employees. So that's kind of my only issue with the policy. But
So are you
well, real quick to add to that though, I don't actually have 25 sick days. I have 20. So what I am seeking is full compensation for my 20 days of sick leave. I don't have 20 days of sick leave on the books. That's incorrect.
and you would like to be paid at the $400 an hour rate that you are paid now?
$400 a day rate.
$400 a day, I'm sorry.
Again, based on the fact that if I were to take that sick day today, I would get a day off. I would get a day at $400. I wouldn't get a reduced rate. So if I were to take the next 4 weeks off, I would still get my full pay based on sick leave. That's not the kind of, that's not how I would, that's nothing I would, obviously nothing I would do. But I'm just using that as an example of the reimbursement that I would get. So every day is $400. So I'm not seeking $6,500. I am seeking $8,000 because that is 20 days at $400 a day results in $8,000.
Okay. Yeah, so let me address a few things you just said there. So you're right. A lot of that makes a lot of sense. I see where you're coming from that. My predecessors tended to give a little more leniency, and that's fine. They had the ability to do so. So far, I've tried to treat all the employees by the standard book from Jameson and Associates. And so it's typically more of an exception to give a higher rate. Like I said, we really are honored you spent 5 years with us. But at the end of the day, if I bend on the policy now, then I'm going to have to bend in the future. And I would like to keep a level playing field for all the employees now and going forward if I can.
Well, I understand that, but I don't believe it's necessarily bending on the policy. And just because that's something that maybe Jameson and Sons has done in the past, doesn't necessarily mean it's the correct thing that they should have been doing or the correct thing going forward. To pay someone at a reduced rate that's been a good employee for several years, and I clearly have a level of integrity. You had it on the books that I had 25 days of sick leave. I know I don't. I had 20. That's why I just told you that. But I really just I believe I'm entitled to my daily rate. And again, I've just got to keep defaulting back to the point that, and this isn't just for me, this is going forward for everybody. That should be something that Jameson and Associates should consider, because people aren't, again, it's not a sick hour, it's a sick day. And it's a day of wages. It's a day of pay and compensation.
Right, and I agree with that. But the policy typically is to pay out at the rate in which it was accumulated. And so that it's not so much that you don't deserve the sick days. I agree with you. I think you well deserve payout for your sick days. It's just a matter of the rate paying you for those sick days.
Well, but again, the rate would be, if I took it today, I would get paid at $400 a day.
Right.
You just said you agree that I deserve it. So
I agree you deserve the sick day payout. The only thing I'm trying to see eye to eye with you on, and that we're a little bit off, is at what rate you get paid. So a certain amount of those sick days, I'm sure I can come and meet you at the $400 a day. But the days that were accumulated when you were at a different rate, which I'm showing was around $350, $300. I would like to at least look at that and have that conversation. To be honest, I would much rather pay you out according to that policy and come somewhere around $7,400. And that's being an exception from the policy of $6,500 from when they were.
Why don't we discuss the stock buyout?
Okay, sure. All right, so I'm showing that you currently own 200 shares of Jameson and Associates, part of our policy when you exit is you have to sell the company back, which is why we're obviously having this conversation. And we go off of the last share price. And so I'm showing you bought in at about $50 per share. And last December 31st, 2018, we hit $100 a share, which is great for our company, great for you. That's a whole 200% increase on return on your investment if I offered you $100 per share. But since we did value your contribution, I'd like to offer you above that. So I'd like to come in right at about 105 per share.
Well, what do you, so obviously you as the new director, you've got some more insight than I do. We both know we've had a great year at Jameson.
Right.
What is the anticipated stock value at the end of the year going to be? Like right now, what would it be?
So the numbers aren't firmly in. We are expecting an increase. It's within a given range, but it's hard to range number until we cross December 31st. I mean, you know how volatile the stock market is.
I understand. I'm just curious as to what that range is right now.
It's to be honest with you, it's higher than 105. It's 105.
So are you not willing to tell me what the number is, the range? I mean, I can.
It's just a projection.
Say again?
It's just a projection. So it's not, the numbers aren't official. So what? It's November 15th?
Yes.
It's a month and a half.
Right. I'm just curious as to what the projection is.
So right now, obviously, you know, stocks are trading at around 115 per share. And where it goes from there, like I said, I don't know. I wish I had more insight on the market, or I'd be buying or selling crazy.
Right. I understand. That's why I was just curious as to what the number is in at 115 a share. And
here's where I'm coming at with this. So obviously $100 a share where we closed out last year. We do expect to increase our return and have a higher share price this year, which is why I'm coming in above what it closed at last year. I don't know what the stock price is going to be. I can't give you an overinflated number. I just really can't. So I don't want to come too high and then we tank below for some weird reason. Something happens, a bad PR nightmare, and our shares go down. I don't know, it could go below 100. I have no clue. So I don't expect that to happen, but it would just be poor hedging of risk to give something too high for a payout like that.
I understand that. So obviously I've got a couple different options or paths before me. Because obviously I'm not, while I would like to move with my spouse and my wife, just so we can do the move together or do some house hunting together. I also have to look at the best financial decision for my family and myself as anybody.
Sure.
And one of the options is, while I would prefer to move with her, is I could finish out the year with Jameson and work until December 31st and then capitalize and then sell back my shares at whatever the final amount is. But right now we're projecting 115. We have had a good year. We haven't really shown any decrease all year. Additionally, so I stand the chance to potentially gain that $115 per share, which comes out to roughly $23,000. And then additionally, instead of selling back just 20 days of sick leave, I would accrue additional sick leave between now and December 31st to sell back. And then on top of that, I would also accrue wages. There's 32 working days left this year at $400 a day means that I'm going to accrue. And granted, I'm still providing a service. I'm still an employee. I'm still working for Jameson. But that's an additional $12,800 in paychecks that I will accrue throughout the year. If I were to finish out working throughout the year. So I stand to, while I would love to move with my wife, it's just hard for me to leave all that money on the table if I were to make $12,800 in wages, gain the additional days of sick leave, and then also the difference between $105 a share, which I believe is roughly $21,000, or sticking it out to 115, or maybe even see if we hit 120, which would not be unheard of. That could be additional anywhere from 21. That could take it from 21,000 up to the $24,000 mark, or it may end at the the $115 a share mark, as you stated.
So, okay, yeah. I mean, you make a great point, right? So obviously, if you stay longer, I'll be paying somebody your wage. However, you are a big loss to the company. So when you leave, I have to start automatically trying to rehire and fill your position. So the net loss for me, yeah, sure, it'll probably be a new hire. We are looking at some experienced hires. It probably will not be at your current rate. So you're right. There are some savings that come from that. But I will still have to be paying a wage. And so what I heard you saying is it's probably more of a timing issue between us right now. Is that fair to say? So would you –
the timing, but obviously, and I apologize, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. The timing is important, but equally as important is the financial situation I end up in when we move. Because as I said, we're eager to start looking for a home, and make that purchase and start a family and move on to that phase in our life. So.
Sure. So I read into that you would rather be paid out now and terminate your employment, let's say tomorrow, rather than staying here until December 31st. Is that fair?
That would be ideal, but I'm not truly opposed to either situation.
Okay.
But yes, you are correct. My ideal situation would be a payout and a move.
I think that's the route I would like to go. So in terms of being able to pay you out so you can progress to the next chapter of your life, I can get the new guy in here, start training him, bring him up to speed quickly before the holiday season hits. That would be preferred on my end. Now, I think it just comes to a matter of getting the price that's right for both of us to set you on your way in your next chapter, and us so we can start progressing with the new hire we have to bring in. So I see what you're saying. So we are trading at 115 a share. Like I said, the stock market's volatile. I don't know what happens, but you make great points. I'm willing to give a little bit. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll meet your sick day leave of $8,000, and I'll come up all the way to $110 a share to leave on November 16th.
I think that sounds great. The only other request I have is that obviously one of the issues, and this is apart from the money, is just that I get I can use this company as a positive recommendation, and they obviously is a reference going forward. I know there was an issue with my last review.
Yeah.
I don't really feel that truly judged myself, my character, based on some of the issues that person had. And I hope in the short time that you've been here, I've shown the good good faith that I have and the integrity that I have. Again, referencing what we discussed at the beginning of the negotiation concerning terms of sick leave, is that I would just also like to take forward, be able to use this company and use my 5 years of experience. Just as everything we've discussed here too, we both seem to feel that on the same term that I would just get a positive recommendation and be able to use this as a reference going forward. And I would love to agree on the terms of the $8,000 compensation for sick leave and $110 per share.
Yeah, and let me address your performance review last year. I did see that note. From my 6 months here, I've seen a totally different employee. I have no problem leaving a positive recommendation going forward into your future. You know how these rankings can go. I mean, you and me have both been in them. Sometimes some years are great, some years are kind of rougher than others. Sometimes it's out of your control. So maybe just a project didn't go your way, or maybe a client just didn't give you a good recommendation. So I'm understanding of that. You have no concern. You should have no concern. I will give you a positive review. Honestly, we just appreciate your 5 years here. And I want to see you be able to take a positive learning from us and go apply it elsewhere. And I know you'll make a new company very happy. I'd be more than happy to settle with you on the $8,000 for the sick days and pay you out at $110 per share.
Great. Okay. That sounds fantastic.
All right, Mr. Walker. Hey, really appreciate it. And again, best of luck to your future endeavors and wish the wife luck for you.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you.
All right.